Hello, beautiful souls. This is James. Welcome to my channel. Today, I want to talk about something that I know weighs heavy for many of us, and that is this idea of feeling stuck or stagnant or feeling like we're not making progress in life or that we're going backwards. And I've also heard this called the space between the notes, where it's like this pause where it feels very uncomfortable because we're so conditioned to be doing something or moving physically forward in something or taking some type of action. And when there is this pause and none of these things feel like they're even, there's no momentum, then we go into our mental bodies and we tell the stories about, what is going on. I can't believe that nothing is moving in my life, or I feel helpless and hopeless, or I feel like there's no purpose. And so I have deep compassion for this because I've gone into this space many different times. And one of the things that was shown to me was a really beautiful analogy of as to what is actually taking place. So first off, we are always making progress, always. We are always expanding. And I always love the word involution because it's an in and we go deep in and we expand, deep in and expand. So it's a vertical, horizontal, but it's always in and out, in and out, in and expand, in and expand. And so the example they showed me was this Rubik's Cube. And they said that our blueprints are very intelligent. And so our blueprint then designs, let's just say this is our blueprint. Each square represents a life lesson that we're meant to have here during this incarnation. And so it's this Rubik's Cube is filled. And not only these tiles are not flat, they're deep. So as you go into one and you expand, they touch upon other ones. And so again, everything is all connected. And so here's a specific example. Maybe there's something that you have been like an experience or life lesson, and lots of times this comes up in relationships where it just keeps repeating itself, and you even are aware of it, and it just keeps happening and happening and happening, and then finally you choose differently, and it creates an entirely new momentum, or you're able to like know what it is, you see it, you honor it, and now you're making a different choice, and you feel so light. It's like on a cellular level you feel like you've just broken through this pattern, this whatever this life lesson is, and now you're making progress in a new direction. And so this is true. But then let's just say days, weeks, or months later, even years sometimes, all of a sudden it feels like you just got clobbered by this thing again. And you're like, how is that possible? I thought I moved through this. Well, here is what's taking place. And this is across all life experiences. So first off, we're never just working on one tile at once. Again, the blueprint is very intelligent. It's like certain ones we're going deep into, certain ones we're scratching the surface on, and certain ones we haven't even touched yet because we're not energetically aligned yet to move into those. But as you go deep into one, and let's just take that one experience where you felt like maybe it's this relationship and you kept having this pattern with people you were dating and whatever that might look like, and then you finally broke through, and then it comes up months or years later. You went as deep as you could into that experience. So let's just say, again, this is just an example, that if you got to 10 feet, you're breaking through and it's completely cleared from the Rubik's Cube. But say you got to 9 feet, and it feels so close and it feels like you did it. What's actually happening is that there are other squares that you need to accumulate wisdom and knowledge from first before you're able to clear that final foot, before you're able to get rid of and move completely through that lesson for it to turn into wisdom and for it to be fully integrated into your field. And so that is what is happening across this entire blueprint, across your entire life experience, is that as you move forward in some things, you are clearing the board, so to speak, or you're getting very close to it. And then there's a pause where you then have to go into other aspects, other experiences are being presented to you. And it can feel like you're just starting from scratch because as you begin something new, as you begin to dig a new hole, it's like it feels like you're right from the start. But what you're actually doing is you're going into another aspect of a life experience that provides so much wisdom and knowledge that you're going to use an aspect of that to then be brought together with this other experience that you had in order for you to complete it. And so one of the ways it comes through for me is in geometries. So I see how all these geometries, how they are independent, but then how they come in and harmonize with each other. And again, it's also like it's like Tetris, how these different blocks come together to be able to clear the space. That is exactly what is happening. So you are never going backwards. The opportunity, though, is to go into how it's presenting itself again, or if it is, or if it's something new, and then really go into like, what is that experience? And you can ask that, you can ask your guides, you can ask your higher self, you can do automatic writing, and you can just say, what am I meant to learn here? What haven't I still learned with this specific experience? What must I also learn in order to complete this lesson or experience? And just allow it to come through, or you can just write it down. And this will assist you when you're having those moments of feeling stuck or stagnant, and just honoring what those moments are. Because another thing is that sometimes when we are in this place of being stuck or feeling like we're stagnant, it is your body coming into a recalibration where it's picking up all of these different codes. And your body is like this, again, intelligent machine that is then like an algorithm that's picking up all of these different codes and geometries. And it's like constantly working, constantly trying to find ways to bring all of these different things into harmony. And when you only have a certain amount of codes or a certain amount of geometries, you can't complete the combination. It's like there has to be a pause. And during that pause, it might feel like you're going backwards, but just like the Rubik's Cube, you can have what do we have? You can have 8 of the 9 colors together on the Rubik's Cube, but you might have to go backwards and go get and shift some of them. And maybe you only have 6, but to get that last square, you've got to undo some things or go backwards into some things in order to complete it. In this case, you have to go wider into some things. You got to go tap into other of these different experiences that want to come through where you pick up those codes for you to then complete that specific square. I hope this makes sense. I'd love to hear your thoughts and your comments. And I'm going to do another video here in a second about it's a simple exercise that came through for the hearts. And it's a great way for you to see where there still might be some judgments or polarity that you're holding. And this will also be a great tool and exercise as you continue to go deeper into your own life lessons and experiences. Yeah, moving into this higher aspect and octave of self. Okay, send you guys so much love. Thank you.